Well, earlier we were continuing with the stable equilibrium and the neutral equilibrium, etc. And in that context, a slight portion is also there, that is perfectly inelastic collision. When we discuss about the inelastic collision, it is that particular collision in which there is energy loss during the collision. So energy never remain constant. So this fact what we have to go through in this particular concept, that the bodies will directly collide and after collision they can move in one direction or otherwise they can move in the opposite directions. So let us see that which part we have to go through it. So now we are finding here that A and B are the two bodies. One is M1 and the other is M2. That is the masses. U1 and U2 are the energies, and this is the situation before collision. Now, in the adjoining figure, we are finding that there is a collision and the bodies are moving towards the direction of V. That is after collision. In this type of collision, we find that momentum before collision and momentum after collision is taken as the product of masses and velocities initially and the masses with the final velocities. So we have written here that momentum before collision is equal to momentum after collision, that is equal to m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 plus m2 multiplied by v. Now, point to understand is that m1 and m2 are the two masses and u1, u2 are the initial velocities, and m1, m2 both are added multiplied by the common velocity of both the bodies. So, the statement will be m1 u1 plus m2 u2 must be equal to m1 plus m2 into v. Now, we find that kinetic energy before collision is not equal to kinetic energy after collision. The reason being it is an inelastic collision and there is some loss in energy. So, kinetic energy before collision is not equal to kinetic energy after collision. It is equivalent to the kinetic energy before collision is equal to kinetic energy after collision added to it Q. That is the variation in energy. Now we can write this function as half m1 u1 square plus half m2 u2 square, and this is equal to half m1 plus m2 multiplied by v square and adding to it q. This is what we have accepted the value from the upper portion, that is in the type of collision. Now, according to Newton's law, for this collision, V1 is equal to V2 and the coefficient of restitution must be 0. That is, E is equal to 0. Now, velocity after collision of the combined body will be V, and that is given by function m1 u1 plus m2 u2 divided by m1 plus m2, where u1 and u2 are the velocities and m1 plus m2 are the total masses. Loss of energy will be given by function half mv square. So for m, what we have computed is m1 m2 over m1 plus m2, and the square of velocity will be the difference of two velocities and taken the square, that is u1 minus u2 whole square. Now, if u2 is 0, then we can estimate the ratio of the final energy to the initial energy. Now, final energy, that is we have calculated, that is in the previous portion, that is half m1 plus m2 into u1 square divided by that is the initial energy, and that is half m1 u1 square. If we simplify the result, half will cancel off and u1 square will also cancel off, and we will get a number that is m1 over m1 plus m2, and that should be less than 1, equivalent to that final energy is less than initial energy. Now, if there is there is loss of kinetic energy F if U2 is 0. So kinetic energy over initial energy. Earlier we have estimated final energy over initial energy. Now we are finding kinetic energy divided by initial energy, and that is M2 over M1 plus M2. So the point to note is that in some cases the kinetic energy of the combined body that gets increased, but this is compensated by the loss in potential energy of the body. So basically, the whole situation is obeying the law of conservation of energy. If kinetic energy is slightly increased, that is because of slight loss in potential energy. Or if the potential energy is slightly increased, then it means kinetic energy is slightly reduced. So energies are compensated with each other. Now, in our example, we consider a bullet. The mass of the bullet is m, moving horizontally with velocity v. It strikes a block of mass m being suspended by a string of length l and gets embedded in it, means it enters into that particular block, and the length of the string is taken as l. After the collision, the maximum angular deviation of the block from the vertical will be how much? So here, in this case, we have to start with conservation of momentum. The conservation of momentum states that the total initial momentum and total final momentum will be equal in an isolated system if no external forces are working. So here, we can write the statement like this, that is small m plus capital M, that is the total mass, into u, that is initial velocity. So m plus m into u is the total momentum before collision, and mp is the momentum after collision. So from this equation, we get the value of u, which is found to be mv over m plus m, where m plus m indicates the total mass. Now we can just go through the figure. Small m, this is the mass of the bullet. Capital M, that is the mass suspended by a string. The length of the string is L, and we find that the velocity is u, and final velocity will be v. Now, when the bullet will strike capital M, then capital M will be displaced by angle theta, and it reaches to the final position with the bullet, because bullet embedded in the block M, and the total mass will become m plus n. So this fact is utilized here, and we have applied the conservation of momentum, and we got the value of the initial velocity, which is found to be mv over m plus n. Now, velocity of the combined system after impact from the conservation of energy will be half total mass into u square, that is half m plus m into u square is equal to m plus m into gl into 1 minus cos theta, or 1 minus cos theta is equal to 1 over 2 gl into mv over m plus m square. So we have used here the concept of potential energy and the kinetic energy and the component of the velocity. Now, theta is to be estimated. So after getting the value of 1 minus cos theta equal to this much, cos theta is transferred to other side, and then we can make the subject of equation theta, and we will find it will be cos inverse 1 minus 1 over 2 gl into mv over total mass, the whole square. Now we come to the next example, a particle of mass m moving with velocity v. So small m is the mass of the particle. It is moving with speed v, collides inelastically with the stationary particle of mass m2. So m2 is stationary, but m1 is moving with speed v. And now m1 mass collides with a stationary mass m2. The fraction of kinetic energy converted into heat will be how much? So when there will be collision, there is slight loss in kinetic energy, because it is mentioned in the question that the collision is inelastic collision. So we have to estimate whatever is the loss in kinetic energy, how much heat will be developed from that. So now, first of all, we will apply the conservation of momentum, which states that total initial momentum must be equal to the total final momentum. And mathematically, this is written as m1 v1 plus 0 equals to m1 plus m2 into v, where m1 plus m2 is the total mass. From this, get the value of v, and the value of v algebraically found as m1 v1 over m1 plus m2. Now, total kinetic energy before collision we have to find. Now, total kinetic energy before collision will be half m1 v1 square plus 0, because the particle was not moving. And finally, it will become, after adding 0, it will become half m1 v1 square. Now, total kinetic energy after collision. Now we add both the masses and the expression will become half m1 plus m2 multiplied by v square, and this can be written as half m1 plus m2. And then for v, we will compute the value which we have estimated earlier, like m1 v1 over m1 plus m2. So half m1 plus m2 into m1 v1 over m1 plus m2 the whole square. Now, one of the value m1 plus m2 is cancelled with m1 plus m2, and the remainder is m1 plus m2 in the denominator. So, it will be half m1 square v1 square over m1 plus m2. Now, the loss in kinetic energy will be, like, first of all, we take half m1 v1 square, and then we subtract the value which we have calculated. So, it is half m1 v1 square minus half m1 v1 square divided by twice of m1 plus m2. Now, this will be equal to half m1 v1 square. Now, we are making the algebraical calculation, and it will become half m1 v1 square into m1 plus m2 minus m1 divided by m1 plus m2. m1 will be cancelled off with m2, and the remaining expression will be half of m1 m2 divided by m1 plus m2 into v1 square. So this mathematical calculation is quite algebraical, and a fraction of the initial kinetic energy converted into heat will be whatever expression we have developed, that is half m1 m2 by m1 plus m2 into v1 square. It is divided by half m1 v1 square. After all calculations, our result will become m2 over m1 plus m2.